Yo, I know I said I was gonna upload more on this channel, but I have not been home, and it's for good reason, right? I've been given an opportunity to tour with Davido. So if you guys know who Davido is, you know what I'm saying? Big Afro beats, African artist, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to say shout out to Delassen. She's the choreographer for this tour, and Sienna, she's the assistant choreographer, for giving me this opportunity to pop out and display my skills on the big stage and basically perform with them for this tour. And we just did a show in Los Angeles last week, so I'm back home in New York just to kind of vibe out. And I have a wedding here as well, so we just jumping around a lot. And if this camera keeps sliding down, we're gonna have beef. But yeah, I got an opportunity to go on tour dancing with Davido. So I'm one of his dancers while he's on tour. We have a total of 6 shows that I'll be participating in. And it's really crazy because it's kind of crazy to see what could happen when you mind your business, keep your head low, and you just grind. You know what I'm saying? Because and this is why I'm a big stickler for not saying too much until it's actually done. I kind of let my work speak for itself, because like this was an opportunity that kind of came about when I was just at the club dancing as per usual, doing my regular Joe Schmo. A lot of people will be like, oh, it's a waste of time, man, why are you going to the club so often? But it's like, I go to the club because I like to dance, and I'm usually surrounded by a lot of other dancers, so that's a way to network without really like having to rely too much on the vocal aspect of it. And a byproduct of that is this tour. So yeah, I've been touring. I've only did 1 show so far, and that was in Los Angeles. The next tour is going to be in Toronto, and that's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But I do have plans to keep uploading on this channel and start uploading again on my other channel as well. I just don't know what particular direction I'm going to go with the main channel or what I'll be uploading, but I'm going to figure something out. But yeah, that's the news I've been kind of keeping secret. And if you guys want to get footage of what the first show has looked like before, it's on my Instagram. It'll be in the description. You guys can follow me there. I'm really active there. So if you guys don't see me on YouTube, 9 times out of 10, I'm posting on Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram, right? It's a little bit difficult to be active on YouTube because it's like a lot of the content is really be copyrighted, be music heavy. So I just be like, and it'd be like vertical content. So I don't know if you guys want to watch that, or I should like download my stories and then like put it on YouTube so y'all can see more of a day of a life kind of thing. But I really be outside. Like, I'm not one of the people that just sit in the crib and just, you know what I'm saying, just wallow, you know what I'm saying? I've come a long way. I used to be in that particular predicament because I wasn't like the most outgoing person, but through therapy and self-reflection and coaching, I was able to break out of my shell and land an opportunity like this. And it's like, I wish I kind of did this sooner. I did start off like this where I was outgoing as fuck before, but I guess like somewhere along the line I kind of got more isolated. It was like, I don't really like people like that. So, and just a byproduct of just like life just hitting you in different directions and just that whole nine. Y'all know my story to a certain degree. I kind of gravitated more to being to myself, and I still do. I really like being to myself because it allows me to feel the most comfortable, and not worry about judgment and all these different the emotions, and this person feeling that way, that person feeling this way, people concerned about jealousy, all that, dimming my light to make others feel better. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about like what happens when you just kind of put your head down, mind your business, and kind of focus on whatever it is that you're doing, and also remember to kind of relax and not take life too seriously to the point where you're just grinding, and then your whole life passes you by. You know what I'm saying? Because I can understand both perspectives, where it's like you want to grind so you can get that $1 million, or whatever, you want to be financially free, because a lot of people want that situation, or you want to be a YouTuber, streamer. A lot of the message that's being thrown around right now, which I don't think is healthy at all, It's like, yo, grind in your 20s, grind when you young so you can enjoy it when you 40. It's like, we got to talk about the people that do grind so hard and they don't make it. You know what I'm saying? So it's better if you grind, balance it out, have your fun while you grinding, because it's not impossible to do that, right? You got work-life balance. It's literally a thing, right? It is possible to grind and have fun as well. Like, life shouldn't just be straight grind. I that's what led me to burn out multiple times. I'll be in the crib like, damn, what's my next YouTube idea? What's this? What I'm doing? And I'm not gonna lie, it has gotten me to this point where, you know, I'm financially in a good spot and I'm able to travel, and, you know, I have the channel with the 800,000 subscribers. I have this channel with 100,000 subscribers, right? And I'm able to do this tour because of my grinding that I've done over the years. But it has done some damage, aka like isolating. Like, I realized it, especially like when I was on I did the first show. Like, it's very difficult for me to like speak up, because I was so used to like just being in my own presence. I didn't have to like offer opinion or speak up, because like I could just talk to the camera. Like, I'm really good at doing this, but like if you met me in person, I'm a little bit more reserved. I'm not as outgoing. Unless I'm super comfortable with you, I'm more reserved. Or unless like say if I have a job to do, I'm like this. But when I'm chilling, like I don't really talk that much, right? So I'm more on the introverted side. If you were to ever meet me in person, anybody could vouch for me. All of my real life friends, I'll be chilling, but I'm a cool vibe, you know what I'm saying? If you give me a shot or two, yeah, it'll come out. But for the most part, I could be a little awkward. I need to warm up to the situation before it's like before I feel comfortable enough to like let my thoughts kind of let loose. And that's just a part of something that I recognize as a byproduct of just always grinding, being to myself, and just content. It makes you socially awkward, you know what I mean? And you don't pick up on certain cues. You don't. It's a muscle that you have to practice, and the more that you get out there and practice it, for me, it gets better. But like the feeling never goes away. But I'm not as like, I know on the other side of that feeling, that fear, that I'm gonna be good. Like, whatever happens, I'm good. That's the new strength that I have now as a result of like constantly like going out more and more these days. And again, I focused on the content grind so much that I wouldn't even have gotten this opportunity in the first place to be even able to tour. And this is coming from someone who's not really pursuing professional dancing like that. And for me to still be able to get the gig like this off of the strength of just being myself and just going to the club, battling people, and just having a good time, drinked up, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. It just goes to show you, like, if something is for you, it's gonna kind of fall in your lap. You know, I didn't force it. I wasn't out here applying, so I was in a really lucky situation, just good timing, right? And if you are in the music or arts industry, it's usually about connections. The people who get booked the most are the people who know how to talk. And that's what anything really, like, if it's probably difficult for a lot of people to get jobs right now because they don't have referrals, or people that be like, hey, you got a job opening at your spot, put in a good word for me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to disregard that the job market shit, balls shit, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it could, a lot of that can be mitigated as well when you have those connections. Like, hey, my homie, you know what I'm saying, got this opening at my job, you know what I'm saying, you should apply, man. I think you'd be pretty good for the position, you know what I'm saying? So, like, stuff like that, I feel like networking, as much as the old me would be like, man, I ain't gonna lie, I don't like rely. To this day, I still don't like relying on people to get shit done. But it's like, at the end of the day, if you want to succeed, like at a faster rate, without having to be too skillful in a particular field, or even if you have a better chance, the person who has the most connections versus the person who's super skilled, like a specialist, will 9 times out of 10 will get more opportunities than a person that's a specialist. The specialist will only go as far as his skills can take him, right? But your skills can be so good where it kind of speaks for you. You know what I'm saying? So, whereas the other dude who has the connections, he may not be like the best. He may be just what you said, jack of all trades in his specific role, or he may be a little UX designer, or he might know how to play piano. He might do a little software engineer. Just you get the whole nine, right? But he's able to like talk and communicate his thoughts thoroughly and get them across to the point where it's like, yeah, I know this one guy, he's super dope because he's able to sell himself in a way that it's like, yeah, it's believable. Because that's what interviewing really is. And life in general, it's like you gotta sell yourself in a way. That's why anybody who do sales, 9 times out of 10, they're good. If they like anybody who does sales and kills that shit, they're good. Like that is probably one of the most valuable skills because you're able to handle rejection and persuade people. It's not the most ethical thing to do, but I can't lie, it's one of them skills. Like if you have it, you're basically good, right? And again, I just want to focus on this point as well. Like if something is for you, it will make sense. It won't feel like crazy, like you're trying to force it to happen. You know what I'm saying? And this was just this literally just fell in my lap. I'm at the club, I'm dancing. My homie Stormy, I didn't know her at the time, pulls up on me, is like, yo, you a dancer, because I was like dancing on stage and stuff. At first I was playing. I don't like to like go to parties and kind of stunt or pub stomp, and that basically means like I don't want to go to a party and then like fucking bust a backflip on command when everybody else is like casually dancing, because that could scare people off the dance floor. Like, look at this fucking guy, try hard dancer. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna read the room and wait for an opportunity, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I see other dancers are dancing and going off, I'm like, I bet I could fuck with them, and you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna go there. Like I will gauge my level of try hard based on the audience around it. And that could be like me playing small in a way, but again, because like I'm not responsible for how they feel because of how I'm dancing. But if we're being honest, if you see a try hard dancer going off in the corner, 9 times out of 10, and there's a circle of casual dancers just like gathering, and I jump in and I start wilding out, and I'm the only one that's wilding out, everybody's gonna be like, who's going next after that? You know what I'm saying? It kind of turns into that situation. So we got Stormy. She pulls up, she sees me dancing, and she's like, oh my god, you're a dancer. She didn't say it like that, but she was like, oh, you a dancer. I was like, yeah, a little something like that. And I don't like to categorize myself as a dancer, even though I am, because like there's levels. I'm not saying that I'm not at that level, but I don't really like pursue dance on a professional. It's really on some casual shit now at this point for me. So I'm like, yeah, I do my little 1-2, and she's like, I bet, and then I get her contact. We you know what I'm saying, we good, right? Days go by, right? I go to this next flex, and then I somehow, it's called Grooves in Houston. Go to that flex, boom, right? That flex was crazy, by the way. A dance battle breaks out between me and this other girl. I forget her name. It's over to J, right? She's wilding. She did a split. I was like, oh shit, she wanna play. All right, so I took my jacket off. I'm ready. I took my glass, took my jewelry off, I took my chain off. I was like, all right, let's get it. I had my tank top. You can see the clip on Instagram. It's there. I go in there, boom, 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 boom. I do that front flip. Boom! Crowd is going crazy. Yo, what the fuck? Right? The crowd going so crazy, the cameraman is like, can't even keep the camera still. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Ashanti, right? Can't keep the fucking camera still to save her life because she's like looking and recording at the same time, just geeking out of her mind, right? So, boom, battle go crazy. I smoke her shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's good vibes at the end of the day because she didn't it's just an exchange of energy. When a battle breaks out in a club like that, it's just like, oh shit, they both did their thing, you know. So I dapped her up afterwards. We exchanged, blah, 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 blah. I posted that clip on TikTok. The DJ posts it on TikTok. So it's just going crazy on Instagram and TikTok, right? And I wake up the next day, right? I'm like 6 missed calls. Who the fuck is calling me 6 times, right? They call me, right? Stormy calls me. I'm like, yo. She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. Mind you, I ain't brushed my mouth, nothing. Breath hot as shit. She's like, yeah. I'm like, what's good? And then she's like, where are you right now? You based in New York? I'm like, you know damn well I'm not in New York right now. She was like, how soon can you get here? I'm like, why? And then she's like, oh, we got this opportunity. I'm like, what's the opportunity? How much we talking? You know what I'm saying? And then she tells me, yeah, it's for a tour with DeVito. I said, hold up. First, at first, I kind of shat myself, and I was gonna do what the old me would have did, right? Which is backpedal, which is like, nah, the opportunity's too big for me. The task is too big. I'm scared. I don't want to do it. Stay in my comfort zone. That was my first response in my mind. I was like, how many rehearsals we got? She was like, if you come to New York tonight, you'll be able to make 2 rehearsals. And I'm like, how many dances we gotta learn? She said like, probably like 8 or 9. I'm like, what? You want me to learn that many dances in 2 days, nigga? That's crazy, right? So my ass is like, nah, I can't. Like a tour, I can't pass that up. And I ain't have to audition. I can't pass that up. I gotta do it. So I was like, shit, I could come to New York tonight. What's the word? Just send me the videos and I could start watching them and just looking over them. And then she said, I bet. All right. And then I sent her the confirmation email that I booked my flight for tonight because, you know, I don't want to say all right. And then I just show up. And I don't send a confirmation because they could find another dude that could do the show and he's in the city, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to make sure my spot was solidified. So I sent the confirmation like, hey, I'm going to be here. I booked it. We outside. And then as soon as I did that, like, oh, the wave of emotions came through. I was like, shit. Like, I got to learn like 13 different dances in 2 days. Hold on. Don't slide on me, nigga. I got to learn 13 dances in 2 days, bro. I was like, first of all, I'm not the strongest in choreography. Like when it comes to catching choreography and like reproducing it, I'm not the strongest. And it's just always been that way. I don't know what it is. I just, you know what I'm saying? Probably because I don't train in that aspect. I'm really a freestyle dancer, but I can catch choreo. It just takes me a little longer, right? Hold on. So I'm like, shit. Calling my homie Trey. I'm like, yo, I just got this crazy ass opportunity. Boom, 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 boom. He's like, you could do it. You could do it. So shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? It gave me that motivation. I was like, all right, man, you know, I'm going to just do my best. And you know what I'm saying? Whatever happens, happens. I left it up to the, you know what I'm saying? I left it up to the cosmos because it's like at the end of the day, again, this is an opportunity that just fell into my lap off of the strength of me just being me. So if I just be me and they see that I'm putting my best foot forward, I don't see why I would fail, right? So I go to New York. I go to the first rehearsal. I'm shitting bricks, right? I learned like 3 dances off the recordings, right? And I had to learn it in reverse because the shit is not in the mirror. Boom. The 3 dances that I learned, they not doing. They fucking moving on. And there's like 2 other dances that they're teaching. I'm like, and I'm over here like this. Looking crazy. Just, I cannot catch it to save my life, right? But I'm like, just record it for me, please, because once I get the recording, I could run it back 1,000 times, right? So I get home. Ultimately, for the 2 days, I'm rehearsing like for five hours. Damn near probably rehearse for like 20 hours because we have rehearsal and then I have my own rehearsal back at the crib, right, over here in this little ass space, right? Got all the steps, right? Not in 2 days because the first day the tour was like, what was it? Let me see. It was I'm gonna say January. I said January. I said July 7th. It was about like, no, it was like July. It was July 5th, if I remember correctly, right? So we did the first show July 5th. It was plenty of time to kind of catch it through the videos. I said, as long as you give me the videos, I could catch it, right? My dumb ass forgot one dance, right? And I was like, what dance is this? The day, like, before, when we flew into Los Angeles, I'm like, yo, what dance is that? In my mind, I ain't say it out loud, because, you know, you gotta look prepared. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't say it out loud. But I was like, yeah, I gotta learn that shit. I gotta learn that shit before, you know what I'm saying? Before I get on stage. I learn it, and now I'm knowing all the steps. I don't know it 100%, but I know it well enough to, like, if I forget a step while I'm on stage, I could catch myself, you know what I'm saying? Or freestyle it out and jump right back into the choreography. And since this is like everyone's first big show, everyone's gonna fuck up some way, right? It's just how you make the fuck up look. You know what I'm saying? If you fuck up and it looked like you fucked up, then we got a problem, right? But I'm super proud of myself because, like, again, I'm not the best at choreo. And I learned 13 different dances off a recording of a video. Like, I ain't never do no shit like that in that time crunch of a, you know, of a moment. And we went out there, we did our thing, and it's on Instagram now, you know. I wish I could edit it and put it together, but I'm shooting this on my iPhone right now. Obviously, I'm not in the crib. I'm sorry that I have to keep readjusting this shit because, okay. But yeah. You know what I mean? If you do what you do, make sure you do it fire. Make sure you put your best foot forward. And I would say believe in yourself, but I ain't gonna lie, there be moments where I don't believe in myself and I still get opportunities, but it helps when you do. So if you can get that belief in yourself, it makes it a little bit more easier to deal with the rejections when it does come around. Because not everybody's gonna be like, yeah, we fuck with him, fuck with her. You know what I'm saying? So that's the video for today, folks. I just want to close off by saying there will be more uploads, right? But at the moment, it's gonna be a little shaky because I don't stop touring until August, like mid-August. So my video's gonna look really like this for the most part. I should be going back home to Houston this Sunday, so I'll probably have a video uploaded that day as well. But yeah, I'm not ghosting y'all. I'm saying I'm gonna try to get back on the content grind, because I like making these videos. You know, the trolls is gonna troll, but I gotta learn to not allow it to. I just gotta avoid the comment sections, honestly. I got one negative comment, it's gonna get right off, right? Just the rule of one. They gonna ruin it for everybody else, right? But yeah, we here, you know what I'm saying? We doing our thing. If you guys know who Davido is, make sure to pop out to one of the tour dates, you know what I'm saying? Get some footage, send it to me, you know what I'm saying? And again, shout out to, Stormy for the referral. Shout out to Mecca, the lesson, the choreographer, and Sienna, the assistant choreographer, for putting me on the show. And yeah, trusting that I could perform on this stage. Yeah, y'all be good. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. No, yeah.